So I just finished uni, and essentially just straight to the point. I'm going to talk about how I make over $40,000 a month every single month from running an SMMA business. Now, I know there's a ton of SMMA channels out there, a ton of people who get to like $10,000, $20,000 a month and then start doing crazy coaching. I really want to use this as a channel to essentially show my journey from getting from $40,000 a month, because I know that's not the end all be all, right? I've been, for the last 3 years, I've been in uni doing computer science, artificial intelligence, and that has literally been a big bottleneck for me to try and scale, because obviously I have a bunch of exams that keep coming in. So I want to use this as a channel, obviously, to share my journey getting to $40,000 a month, and showing you guys, the mistakes, and give you guys advice if you guys want that. But essentially, this channel is for me to show you how I'm going to go from $40,000 a month to $100,000 a month, and that might not be just through SMMA. Obviously, the bread and butter that got me to this point is definitely SMMA, but I've been investing into property, getting into rent to rent, and there's a bunch of things. But this channel is primarily going to be about SMMA and showing you how I was able to get to this stage, because I know a $40,000 a month is pretty hard to get to, especially at least for me. I had to work really, really hard to get to this point, and I really wanted to share my journey on how majority of these guys, because I know majority of you guys, the 70% are trying to get to $10,000 to $20,000 a month. So this channel is going to be pretty much about me explaining all the strategies, giving you guys as much value, and obviously you guys can always click the link down below, and there'll be some link to contact me or something if you have any questions. But in this video, I just want to talk to you essentially about the different stages that I had to go through to get to $40,000 a month. Now, again, this isn't a page where I completely turning this into a coaching thing. I still run my SMMA business, right? It still brings me in a boatload of money. So and I really don't understand why people start making money in SMMA like have a huge month, $10,000 $20,000 a month or whatever, and they start coaching people. I still, to this day, run the business. It's making me a bunch of money. So why would you ever stop it, right? So yeah, I'm whatever I'm saying, it's actual advice that's currently happening right now, because I'm still running the business. I'd say majority of you guys are trying to get to the $10,000 to $20,000 a month mark, and that milestone for me was, I think I hit it about a year and a half ago. And it's only been growing. I've never really had a slow month. It's only really when university exams came in and I really couldn't focus on acquisition or retention or whatever. This video is probably like an introductory video. I don't want to go too much into tactics, strategies I'm using, but all I've done for the last 2 to 3 years of running this business while managing university, a lot of it has been just been focusing on two key things. One, and this is pretty much every business, but I'd say for SMMA, a lot of people overcomplicate the whole thing. And if I had to distill it down to two things that people just need to focus on to get to $30,000 a month, it's acquisition, and so figuring out acquisition, and then figuring out your service delivery, which goes hand in hand with decreasing churn and retention. If you can focus on service delivery and acquisition, and you can really lock that in, that will alone get you to $30,000 a month. A huge experience that I had, and I didn't really expect this, but it was as soon as I crossed the $10,000 a month mark, and I consistently started doing that, and that's when I really figured out service delivery. Acquisition became extremely easy. A lot of agencies, what they struggle with is they acquire a customer. You spend all this money on and time and inquiring a customer, and then what happens is right after you just lose the customer because your service delivery isn't good. What I focused on right from the beginning, I just knew if I was going to charge money for someone, I want to make sure that they have the best experience that they ever had, right? And even if that means that I don't make that much money, or I lose out on money, or I'm not profitable, I don't really care. I just really wanted to make sure that, they had a good experience. And that's why, I'm really happy to say that I've never had a bad review. Even if things don't go well, the client would never have a bad review from me, because I knew and they knew that we both tried the best that they could have done for the money that they spent or whatever, right? And a lot of people really don't focus on that. So I'd say what really catapulted me and my agency is, acquisition became extremely easy when I focused on service delivery and focused on getting clients results. And what happened is, from as soon as I crossed $10,000 a month, $10 to $20,000 a month happened in literally a few months. Because what happened is, I started getting word of mouth and referrals like insanely crazy. Like at the peak of my exam season during university, or at times when I wasn't even running ads or trying to even focus on acquisition because I have so many exams and so much work overload, whatever, I was getting on average about 3 to 5 new clients, high ticket clients, by the way, that are literally, just as soon as they message me, it's not even a sales call, it's literally an onboarding call, right? And it's because with word of mouth, they have so much trust. Acquisition was just so easy. And I'd say, in terms of, for me, getting to $10,000 a month is probably was the most hardest thing. From $10 to $20,000 a month, honestly, if you have your service delivery on, like, it's good, you will not have a problem trying to scale from 20. What the hell is that? From trying to scale to 20, from 10 to $20,000 a month. If you don't figure out service delivery, it's going to be one of the hardest things you're ever going to do, because all you're going to do is acquire and churn, acquire and churn, acquire and churn, and you really need to figure that out before even trying to do anything. So $10,000 a month is just focus on acquisition and just get clients, learn about the industry, whatever. From $10 to $20,000 a month, if you don't figure out service delivery, you will not get to $20,000 a month, because you're just going to be in that cycle of getting a client, losing a client, getting a client, losing a client, right? But once you figured out service delivery and you have acquisition, getting from that $15,000 to $20,000 a month to $30,000 a month, it's one of the best. I'd say one of the most enjoyable experiences. I'd say in terms of difficulty, 0 to 10 is the hardest, and then 10 to 15 is pretty. 15 to 20 is, all about figuring out your service delivery. After $20,000 a month, that's when it really becomes exciting, because you have a lot of funds to play with. And all you're doing is pretty much managing, hiring, putting systems in place to get to $30,000 a month. Now, $30,000 to $40,000 a month, which is now exactly where I'm at, and I can't really give it advice because I haven't done more than $40,000 a month, right? $30,000 to $40,000 a month. It's literally just managing teams. You have, at this point, what happens is you are less in the business. You start hiring employees. So I've got like 6, 7 employees in the business right now, and it's more of less of you actually less of you actually doing the daily tasks, and more so optimizing productivity, optimizing tasks, creating SOPs, etc. So that's the stage that I got to, $40,000 a month, and right now I'm trying to get to $50,000 a month, and hopefully $100,000 a month in the next, couple months or whatever, because now obviously I have a bunch of time. But I'm not gonna advise you guys on that because I haven't got to $50,000 a month, right? But I know what I need to do right now. It's the bottleneck for me is just figuring out and hiring players. Again, focusing on retention, or decreasing my churn, etc. And I know for a fact that will get me to $50,000 a month really easily. But yeah, hopefully this video was insightful. I don't want to keep this too long. Tell me if you guys want anything particular. I know a lot of guys struggle to get to $10,000, $20,000 a month. I also say guys, if you're a girl, it's fine as well. Like if you're a girl, you can always comment. If you have any questions, tell me what videos that you guys want to see from me. I really want to make this channel, again, as a way to document my journey from scaling from where I'm at to $100,000 a month. And, on the way, I know a lot of you guys are trying to get to the position I'm in. And I feel like I can help you guys with a lot of things. So, there will be links in the description where you can contact me. But most importantly, put down in the comments down below on what you guys want to see in terms of content from me, so I know what to make next. So, see you guys. Bye-bye.